Hi, and welcome to our final video about our August 22 Kenya safari. We visited the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, who do some tremendous work in reintegrating orphaned elephants into the wild, as well as other animals. And they also have a very strong anti-poaching group, and they rescue animals in the wild from snares, perform emergency veterinary work, and just get them back healthy and back living in the wild where they belong. And their sanctuary is located not far from Nairobi. You can see the keepers here feeding the elephants that are in their care, and they're just so cute, these little guys. And here they are drinking their milk.
What are they being fed? The milk that we are feeding them is not an alpha's milk. This is because it is not very easy to milk a wild elephant. At the same time, we cannot feed them on cow's milk, since cow's milk has got lots of fats, and elephants are poor in fat digestion. So if you feed them on cow's milk, they will diarrhea to death. And that is why we feed them on a human baby formula, whose fats have been emulsified, to make it easier for the babies to digest. It took the founder of this place, the late Dr. Sheldrick, about 28 years to discover that this is the right formula for them. Before that,
You can see some of the very small elephants that have blankets on. That's because they're the youngest, and in the wild, they're usually huddling up close to the adult elephants for warmth and protection. So the little guys need, the littlest folks need to have those blankets on. And you can watch these two guys just like kids in a school, a little argument, a little pushing and shoving, and no harm, no foul. And here they are back to eating and checking out all the tourists. And they seem to enjoy interacting with folks. They come over when they want to be petted or just to take a look at people, and when they don't, they walk away.
In some parts of the country, which is still happening even at the moment, which has caused lots of animals to die out there, including female elephants that had young ones with them. Choka was found standing next to the dead body of the mother. The mother was starved to death, and that's why he had to be rescued. Next to Choka is Camille. She's the one right in the middle, close to the two tiny ones, standing next to the keeper, at about 16-month-old now. Right in the middle, next to the post, causing conflict every now and then. And that is why migratory routes of wild animals no longer exist. They've been occupied by people. People are doing farming, building structures, and doing lots of developments in these areas. And that is why buffer zones along the parks and the conservation areas have also been occupied by people. And lots of plantations are taking place, which will attract the animals to go and feed on these crops, which will end up causing conflicts with the people as well. And also, when we've got a long period of drought like we do have now, the rhino horn, if we all did that, we'll have ensured that the poachers don't have a market. Once they don't have a market, they won't see the need to continue killing the elephants because they don't have a place to sell this ivory, which means the population of elephants will continue to increase, which will really be great. So that is why ivory poaching is one of the reasons that has caused a few of them to be left orphans and therefore brought here in the nursery. Some of the babies were found falling down wells.
One of the most amazing things about Sheldrick is that they've tracked the elephants that they've raised and released into the wild. They know they've been successfully integrated with other herds, and that these elephants have reproduced. They're elephant grandbabies. And they actually remember their keepers and bring them back for a visit. Now, they don't come back here to the sanctuary that's in that's close to Nairobi, but when they get a little older than this, they're brought up to Tsavo, which is the largest park in Africa, and they have another station there where over the course literally of years, these elephants reintegrate back into the wild. And just recently, during a drought, one of the elephants they raised came back to see all the keepers with her baby, made a very long journey to do that. she knew that there was water and food and safety there, and she knew the keepers, and
Savo is the
it's
biggest
just
park in the
something that
country.
is
It
a
has got the
great
biggest,
program.
the
Later in the
largest,
video, I'm going to show you their
and the largest
website. I'd
population
urge
of elephants.
anybody
That is why
who
it is not
loves
very
wild
easy for
animals,
rangers to
and
patrol
this is
everywhere.
just a great organization that works with local people and works with the folks who live up there to try and minimize conflict. And it's run by Kenyans, and it's just a great organization. I have nothing but good things to say about them. And I'm just going to let the folks who work here do the rest of the talking. Thanks for watching. Please click like.
Up to 4 years. Normally out in the wild, they need the mother's milk to 2 or 2.5 years. We're making it longer because this is not the real mother's milk.
How many calves can a mother have in a year?
In a year. They give birth, they have actually one baby at a time. They have got very few cases of twins, though we do have, but very few cases of twins. They can give birth after every 5 years, because their gestation period is about 2 years. Welcome, yes. 60 to 70 years is their lifespan. So let me just talk about the second group that has just joined us, and I will start with the elephant taking water from the water trap on my left. Her name is Olorian. She's approximately 3 years old. She was rescued from the Masai Mara when she was about 6 months. She was identified all alone by the rangers within the park, and nobody could tell where the mother was, since there were no signs of an elephant next to her, and that's why she was rescued. Behind Olorian, along the line, is Lodo, who is about 3 years old, who was rescued from Laikipia Loisaba Ranch. This was after he had been separated from his family by human beings, and so is a victim of human-wildlife conflict. Behind Lodo now is an elephant by the name Sagateza, who is also 3 years, who was rescued from Savo Conservation Area and a starvation victim due to drought. Found all alone, just lying down within the park, very thin, very weak, very much dehydrated and emaciated. By the time this baby was found, she was only skin and bone left on her. I would say she looked like a skeleton. We are happy to note that she's improved from a skeleton to an elephant now. In front of Sagateza along the corner is an elephant by the name Bondeni. And Bondeni is 3 years. He was rescued from Chulu Hills National Park. Found on the boundary neighboring the Chulu Hills surrounding communities around this area. Suspected to have been separated from his family by human beings. And that's why we rescued him. Along the line, still an elephant by the name SOE from Chulu Hills National Park. And SOE was found together with the mother. And this mother had a shattered leg from a natural injury out in the wild. His mother was not in any position to walk around and look for food for herself, which means she was starving, meaning that she did not have milk for the baby as well, so the baby was starving at the same time. His mother was not in any position to walk or to defend herself in case of any attack, so that's why a decision was made for SOE to be rescued. Next to SOE is Subroi, 3 years, rescued from Laikipia El Karama Ranch. and Sugroy was found standing next to the dead body of the mother. The mother is believed to have died from a natural disease. That's why the baby was left alone. At the edge of the waterhole is the latest arrival, an elephant by the name Rafiki, who is almost 3 years, who was rescued from Samburu after he had been separated from his family by human beings, and so he's a victim of human-water conflict. We named him Rafiki because he just got